What's up, Fallible Nation? Welcome to Manly. Oh, wait. It's not Manly Monday anymore. See what happens when I change the name of the show? I just get dumb. What's up, Fallible Nation? Welcome to Fallible Nation Live. I am so excited to be here. It is Monday night, guys. And you know I love hanging out with you guys more than almost anything. Sorry, phone's ringing. This was I'm not together tonight. Sarah didn't get here till right after I was getting ready to start, and my brain's just not in place. I totally blew it, man. That's my fault. So I'm here with you guys. I'm sorry. It is Monday night, and I'm so excited to be here, guys. I really am. I love hanging out with you guys, and it is so close to the holidays, right? It's so exciting. And so it's an exciting time. We got a special show just for the holidays going on right now, guys. In fact, you made it to Thanksgiving. Well, you made it through Thanksgiving with a smile, right? Hopefully everybody had a nice full Thanksgiving, and you got to be where you wanted to be, right? That's always my goal for you guys, my hope for you guys in these holidays, to be where you want to be. But now comes the holiday doubleheader, dun, 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 of Christmas and New Year's, right? When most everyone seems to ooze good cheer and merriment. So what do you do when the world around you is wrapped up in red and green and you're feeling a little blue? First, recognize you're not a Scrooge, guys. You know what? Holiday blues is not uncommon at all. In fact, it's very common. It's very normal. There are a lot of people who don't feel the holiday cheer, right? You're not a Scrooge. Okay, take it from one Scrooge. You're not. And you're most definitely not alone. The holiday blues are real, and they're much more common than you actually think. In fact, a lot of people struggle with the holidays. Second, be kind to yourself. Try not to chastise yourself for what you are or aren't feeling, because there's nothing wrong with you. It's not everybody is wired the same for the same thing. And third, it can be better than all that. Take it from a longtime Scrooge. I've never been a Christmas person. I've never liked the holidays. It's not my thing. So I totally get where you're coming from. Everybody got all cheerful for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, really? Christmas again? Didn't we just do this or something? Right? So I want to share some tips with you guys for how to get through, not just how to get through the holidays, but how to thrive in the holidays, because it's entirely possible. In this episode of Fallible Nation Live, we're going to share some ideas with, not beating the blues, but thriving in the holiday no matter what. And guys, I'm really excited because I know I could have used this a few years ago. And if you're like me at all, if you're struggling with a holiday, I think this is going to really help you. And I think you're going to learn a lot. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first things first, guys, right. Stupid announcement time. Hey, I did not put in the link. So if you have questions for our Q&A period, guys, put them in the comment section. Sarah will light them up for me. She's in the background. She is here. We cut it close tonight, but she got back in time. And so she's in the background engineering, and she'll make sure I see those throughout the show, because I want to answer you guys' questions. That's an important part to me. That's why I do this live stream, is so I can interact with you guys. So let us know in the comments if you have a comment, QQ in front of it, if it's a question. Otherwise, you know what? Encourage each other, talk to each other. I love Fallible Nation getting together and having, I actually get lost sometimes in the chat section, just watching you guys talk to each other. It can sideline my focus, because I just enjoy seeing the community interacting and supporting each other and enjoying seeing each other as much as they enjoy this being on. I always love seeing people come in. People are like greeting them, like, oh, hey, you, right? It's got that Cheers feeling if you're old enough for Cheers. If you're not, that's cool. You missed out on a great show. But, it's that place where everybody knows you and we're a community, and I love seeing that interaction. So jump into the chat. Secondly, if you want to have your little display, right, your little icon show up and you're just being a letter on Facebook, all you got to do is go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and tell Facebook it's okay, and your little icon will show instead of the little letter. It's totally superficial. It's not important. We know that you're amazing. You don't have to have a picture there. It's fine. But if that matters to you, that's how you fix that. Otherwise, guys, we're just going to move forward with the show. I see Bruce is jumping on. Happy late birthday to me. Yes. Thank you, Bruce. That's yesterday was my birthday. I'm not a huge birthday guy. I actually actually can honestly, I forgot my birthday before because it doesn't matter, but I am officially 43 years old now. So I'm another year older and just have more questions about life, honestly. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do is clear up the difference between SAD, or seasonal affective disorder, and holiday blues. SAD is actually really common. I mean, really much more common than you might even realize. And it can be mild or it can be extreme in nature, but it is a form of clinical depression that is related to the change of the seasons. And it starts and ends about the same time every year for the person who deals with it, and persists for the same season, like yearly. This is a yearly thing for them. Usually it breaks into two groups. It can be fall through winter. There is actually a variation of seasonal affective disorder where it's actually spring and summer where they struggle with depression, but it exists and it's actually much more common. In fact, just talking to some friends, I know that seasonal affective disorder affects a lot more people than a lot of people are really aware of, because for people who aren't affected as strongly, the symptoms can be pretty mild, right? Wanting to sleep in more, just not feeling the oomph, right? The spunk, uh, hard staying focused. The symptoms actually overlay a lot with being exhausted or being too tired, or just not being, yay, it's holiday season. So it's often missed, but it can be a form of depression. Now, this is not actually related to a holiday, it's connected to seasons. And like I said, it can range from mild to needing professional support. So we have to put that to one side. And then we look at holiday blues. Holiday blues are generally connected to a previous experience with the holiday season. It could be a loss of a loved one, to the excessive stress brought on for some people by the increased financial stress of the expectations of gifts and increased spending during the holiday season. It could be connected to a negative childhood experience or to loneliness and self-worth, as other people gather around with other people and maybe you don't have someone that you're particularly able to gather with. Or there can be some other motivating factors. Holiday blues can just be there, and they can be just as damaging and are just as real and viable as seasonal depression. They can be affected, adjusted, and even improved, however, without professional helps in some instances, not in all situations, right? Milder seasonal holiday blues can actually be affected. And that's what we're going to do tonight, and focus on that without necessarily getting the professional help. However, we do have to recognize it still has some, significant effort to get past that. Okay. The holidays are just difficult for some people, and that's a fact. Now, first thing we have to do to effectively handle this situation, guys, before we can go down to how to thrive in this, we got to avoid the holiday traps that make it worse. Excessive alcohol, eating too much, less exercise because of the weather, poor sleep habits, and not enough sunlight are all common issues during the holiday that can cause mood swings, depression, extra stress, and increased cortisol levels. Increased stress levels are very common no matter how you feel. Even if you like the holiday season, your stress levels are actually higher. Like physiologically, your stress levels actually increase during this part of the year because there's so much different going around, whether it's excitement or stress or de-stress, right? You're distressed about the holiday, your cortisol levels will rise. And so there's increased stress no matter how, if it's positive or negative about the holidays. So make an effort not to add more issues with these common mistakes. Like I said, eating too much actually leads to wild mood swings and lower self-esteem. Lower self-esteem. Excessive alcohol has the same effect. Less activity, right? That's something I struggle with during the winter. Is there's less outside time, right? It was 8 degrees this morning when I got up and left for an appointment this morning. It was 8 degrees. That's cold. It's not fun to be outside in. I am feeling my friend is up in Alaska and it's like negative 37 or something there. So I don't got a bad compared to her, but right, it does limit the outside activity and thus it limits some of the sunlight. So avoid making it worse by doing some of these things actually increase your stress levels and lower your resilience level. Now, some of the common ways people try and fix these things is they try different things to combat it, right? You hear all kinds of advice around this time of the year. Some of them are healthy, some of them are not. The majority really aren't very healthy or effective. Some people will try and drink away the stress, excess alcohol, right? We already covered that's bad. Some people will try to out exercise the outside world. They can't go outside, so they hit the gym 10 times harder and they're just like, right, monster workouts because we know that we have a dopamine rush, right? We have increased dopamine. We have a better feeling about ourselves after a workout. So there are people who like go nuts and try and work themselves into the ground during the winter months to try and fight seasonal depression or winter, holiday blues. There are people who binge eat, right? We get the holiday feast going on and they just start eating everything in sight because they're not happy. There are things like UV lights. UV lights are really good if you can't get an adequate amount of sunlight, and you can put those in your home so your skin is getting that UV that it needs, the good stuff, not the bad stuff, the good stuff, to help produce vitamin D and to change the overall feeling. You have increased euphoria and happiness with sunlight exposure. Some people will just go straight to taking high doses of vitamin D and they'll just like take vitamin D chews like they're candy. Or I had a friend who used to get powdered mixes and put them in water. Some people will just binge watch Netflix and shut out the world for 2 weeks to get through the holiday nonsense, right? Some people just like to lay low and disappear for the holidays. These are all common attempts to fixing holiday blues. And we're going to just like throw them out. This is not helping you. Okay. So toss that out to the side. My mom says, yep, she has her own personal Grinch. That is correct. I'm rotten, Mr. Grinch. I won't sing. See, I even have the Grinch. Do you like it? I love my Grinch. Whoop, wrong side. That side. I'm still not good at this YouTube thing, obviously. Right? That is definitely me. My favorite Christmas movie is either The Nightmare Before Christmas or The Grinch. I like the Jim Carrey version better. This is just the only pop-up I could find at the moment. But yes, I am a Grinch. But guys, actually, I'm going to tell you the secret because I'm in a much better holiday mood this year. And I will tell you the secret to that. That's the secret sauce right there. But we'll get into that at number 5. Sound off in the comments. Let us know you're here. Join the conversation. Talk to each other. Become part of the show. It's a better show than just listening to me talk. And let's keep moving to number 1. Okay. If you want to thrive during the holidays and you struggle with, like me, being a Grinch, okay, if this is more you, then yay, Santa Claus, right? If you're not a holiday person, if you don't want to hit the, oh, look, it's winter and yay, I get it, okay? This is how you thrive. This is how to get away from it, and it has nothing to do with the stuff we've said is bad. Number 1, plan ahead and be proactive. What do you do? What do you want to do for the holiday? Okay. And seeing as this show is coming out the week of Christmas, this may be a little late for some of you guys on some of this, but you might be able to do a little bit of this still. You have a week. What do you want to do with the holidays? Make plans in advance. Holiday schedules fill up really quickly. So it's helpful to get something on the calendar sooner rather than later to have something to look forward to. Reach out to people you know, see if you can make plans to see a movie or go to dinner. Hey, big surprise. You don't have to wait for someone to invite you. You can invite them. You also don't have to do holiday things, right? If you're not a holiday person, that's cool. Go to the movies, right? The Christmas time is usually a pretty big release date in the movies. If it's not, go watch something in the movies anyway. Go ice skating. Go do something else. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Go walk through Home Depot and look at stuff. I like to do that. It's me, right? Maybe you're go to Circuit City, or do they have Circuit City still? Best Buy or whatever. You like to browse there, right? There are all kinds of stupid holiday sales right now. Go look at some of those, but go do something. And it doesn't have to be holiday stuff. Make plans with people. And guess what? Your home doesn't have to be perfect for you to host things. So like you can invite people over and stuff like that, but get ahead of it. Start planning early. Number 2, plan for the difficult days. Now, all of you who watch the show on any regularity know I'm a big plan person, right? Hit those plans. Always have a game plan. In fact, always have a game plan and have a backup plan for that. Like that's me. Okay. Not a Boy Scout, but definitely just a life lesson I've learned. If you know that the holidays are difficult for you, then you need to get ahead of the situation. You know, you're going to have days that are more difficult than others. So if there are days that you think may be especially difficult for you, whether that's a loss or loneliness or just a particular day of the year is really hard for you, be sure to have things planned for that day. Get ahead of it. At the very least, have a planned check-in with a friend or a relative on the phone, FaceTime, Zoom, something. Aim for balance rather than over or under scheduling. A restorative activity like taking a nice bath. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but if you got one of those, I got my brother has one of those tubs that, like, I'm not a bath guy because I'm too big to sit in most bathtubs, but he got one of those big soaking tubs, and I'm just like, I could totally like hang out in that and just chill, right? Grab a cold beer and just sit there and like listen to a book and soak. Take a bath, go for a walk outside if you're up to the cold, make a cup of tea, something, right? Something soothing on those difficult days. Sarah said coffee dates. Yep. Go have coffee with your friends. Jesse's joining us from her car on her break. Bless you, child. It is cold outside. Don't freeze to death on my account, okay? But thanks for jumping in. But I know just how cold it is, so don't freeze to death while you're on your break. Guys, jump in and tell us what's your defunk. So can that be a word? Can we make that? Can we pretend that's a word even if it's not tonight? What's your defunk for holiday blues? Right? Because even people who like holidays tend to be susceptible to a little holiday blues if something doesn't fall into alignment, or you can't be where you want to be, or things don't quite align the way you were hoping. So what's your go-to defunk? Share in the comments, help the community. And if you're watching this on the replay, share in the chat or the comments, even if you're not in the chat, on the replay, share in the comments, share with the community. It's what we do here. It makes it better. It helps everybody. Jump in and share. What is your tip, right? What is that thing that helps you deal with the holiday funk when it hits you? Jessie says she cuddles her cats and plays Xbox is her go-to chill. There it is. I was trying not to click on it because I didn't want to click on it at the same time Sarah does, because that's usually what I do. Or in one of our cases, she hits a wood fire and a cigar with her brother. Guys, what is your go-to? Tell us in the comments, tell us in the chat, wherever you're joining us from, replay or live, it doesn't matter. You're part of the community, and I respond to all the comments anyway. Number 3. Now, this one isn't going to be a huge surprise. It's just going to be a slightly different twist. Take a social media fast and instead connect only in real time and in person, right? You've heard this idea from me before, but this is a different twist. Holidays can feel really lonely for everyone. And in the modern era, people are less and less connected on a real level and more connected on a screen level. In fact, at a time in history when we are more connected and have the ability to connect with people more than ever in history, we were actually more disconnected from people than ever before. It's incredible. Dr. Heim did an incredible video. Go over to Dr. Heim's video. And if you guys have been around on the channel before, you know who I'm talking about. If you haven't, Dr. Heim is a award-winning psychiatrist out of Sydney, Australia, that I've done some work with on the show. He's been on the live stream. He's been on the podcast. He's actually spoken at our event. And he did a really great piece on this. It's like an 8-minute video. Is really high quality. Go check that out. But at a time when we are more connected than ever before, we are actually less connected than ever before. So instead of being on social media, instead of looking at screens, reconnect, go visit, and actually spend time face to face with people without a screen involved. We're designed to connect with other people. It's part of who we're meant to be. As humans, our species is very tribal. We're very, pack animals. We thrive with having people around us. It doesn't mean you have to talk to people all the time, but you actually are stronger with more people in your circle. They make you stronger. So, you know what? Go cook with your friends. Pick a random recipe that neither of you've ever tried and go cook dinner together as friends. Play board games. Whatever else you need to do to spend FaceTime with people, because some people just can't be with other people without having something. So go have coffee. Make up excuses. Go see your friends. Put face-to-face time with real people. It will really help you to pick up during this time and trump those holiday blues. Number 4, guys, try new and unfamiliar things. Now, I'm speaking to myself here. This is fingers pointing way back because if you watch much of our stuff, you know I like my schedule. I like my regular, boring. This is how I do it. Try new and unfamiliar things. Okay. If you're struggling with holiday blues, this is the perfect time to experiment with things you've always wanted to do or never thought of doing before. Go to a comedy club. If you have self-esteem issues, sit in the back, please, for your own protection. But because if you sit up front at a comedy club, you are fair game. Just saying. Take in a film that you would never go see. Go roller skating or ice skating. Attempt new recipes. Try different restaurants. Try shawarma. Try a different style. Right? Change up the way you look. New hairstyle. Take in a new sporting event. Do something different and unique that you haven't spent time trying before. And experience new and unfamiliar things. Experiment with that activities outside your comfort zone, at the very least, things that are outside your normal activities. By discovering new and interesting things, you're going to create positive memories and experiences, new stories, and those will help you overwrite the negative feelings you might have about the holiday season, right? Cool idea. Just overwrite. Your brain is a hard drive. Write, rewrite, overwrite, and just replace the negative with some positive things. Shirley says, true joy comes from deep within inside. When the sadness comes, I allow myself that moment, then move on and focus on how I can cheer someone else up, making the effort for somebody else lifts me up. And you know, you made an important point there, Shirley. When the sadness comes, it's okay. It's not only okay, it's healthy to let yourself feel it, but not stay in it, right? She allows herself the moment and then moves forward. That's important. Acknowledge that emotion, feel that emotion, process where it comes from, understand it, and then move forward. Don't stay there. That's absolutely very healthy and important. Number 5, play Santa. This is my favorite one, guys. And this is actually what really has changed the holidays for me. I've never been a holiday guy. It's just was never my thing. And then I had some experiences that just kind of compounded that. But this one has been key for me. The very best way to lose yourself in a holiday is to be the holiday for other people. Not your, favorite time you don't have to go join the club or, then I'm not saying you have to sell out and become a holiday nerd where it's just, there are a lot of us who are not fond of this time of year, right? That's not new. That's not unique. There are a lot of us who feel that way. So that's okay that you feel that way. But the surefire way around it is to change your outlook by changing your perspective. Other people feel the same way you do or are struggling with holiday blues. So how can you make the holiday amazing for other people? Volunteer at a shelter, a hospital, a nursing home. Make holiday trees for random people who have to work on the holiday. EMT, dispatch, police officers, firemen. Take cookie to store clerks, right? There are service industry people who are going to be at the store late on Christmas Eve or even on Christmas Day so you can go shop. So, you know what? Take them cookies, make their day better. Buy Christmas presents for families that need a little extra help. If you have the funds, I know not everybody can do that, but you can always do that kind of thing. If you have funds, randomly pay for the guy in the car behind you leading up to Christmas. You don't even have to wait for Christmas, guys. You can do this all through the holiday season. Pay for the coffee for the guy behind you. I know that's a lot to ask these days because coffee's getting pretty expensive, and there are some people who drink like $10 or $15 drinks, and it's crazy. But pay for the coffee or pay for the drive-through with the person behind you at the drive-through. Make your house Christmas morning for people who can't be where they want to be, right? There are some people, servicemen and women, some people who just live too far from family to be with family or whatever, friends of yours who just have nowhere else to go, right? They don't have family around them. Make your house Christmas morning for people who can't be with their families if you're not with yours, right? If that's not something you're doing, then maybe you can just make Christmas for a lot of people. Plan a Christmas party for anyone in your outer inner circle, right? Coworkers, colleagues, friends, the guy you met at the gas station, whatever. Lighten someone else's load. It's incredible to change the holiday for somebody else. It's incredible what it does for your perspective on the holiday. I still am not fond of Christmas. It is not the most wonderful time of the year for me. That's not my thing. I don't like Christmas that much. But my attitude about Christmas and the Christmas blues have not been as significant. My attitude about it has not been near as negative since I have focused. And for me, it's easy. I know I got to get out of jail free card. I have 2 little girls. So I focus on making Christmas great for my daughters and my wife and my mom. Because it's my immediate household, right? So I focus on making their Christmas great. That's what matters to me. And that's easy, right? Like I said, I know that's a get out of jail free card because I have the little girls that I could do that with. But you know what? There are a lot of little boys and little girls whose parents can't do that for them, that maybe you could. One of our local things that our local police department does, a friend of ours on the police department helps organize it every year, is they have a shop with a cop system that is just incredible. And they find families in the area and raise funds. And then the police take the kids shopping to get Christmas presents for their family members and stuff like that. And they get a toy too, but, take them and help them with their shopping and help fund that and stuff like that. And that's just a really great program that we love to be able to give money to if we can and stuff like that. There are people in your area who are affected in a negative way during the holidays that you can make a huge difference for. And doing that will help the way you feel about the holiday season. So let's jump back to the comment section. Jared says, solstice is approaching Wednesday, a day of equilibrium and momentum for counterbalance. It's a great time to focus on the science of you as an individual and make it personal. Jared loves astrology and can teach you a thing or 4 about it. That's a great conversation to have with him. And if you're interested in that, be sure to hook up with him in the comments, man. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. Well, he's not on YouTube, but he's on Facebook. Check him out, man. If that's what you enjoy, that's a great thing. And like I said, he'll teach you some things because I don't know anything about it. Alan says it's great playing Santa for friends and family. Alan has been playing Santa for years on and off in his community. Big jolly guy for the kids in the area, and it's an awesome thing. He makes a great Santa Claus. He got a big laugh. I love that about him. Jessica says, I'm sending Xmas cards to a nice girl I met on an Xbox game in Virginia. She's never had Starbucks, so I'm sending her a gift card for her. She's never been able to afford to try it. Right? Helping other people. Guys, it's one of the most profound ways to conquer holiday blues. Just absolutely profound. because when you start focusing on making other people's holidays amazing, there's something about it. The holiday has never been about presents. The holiday is always about what you can do for other people. It's not about presents for you. And when you embrace that and just think, man, I may not dig this, but you know what? I can make somebody else's day. Your heart, I'm plugging the wrong, man. I was going for this huge dramatic moment. I totally just blew that. Wow. If you need your heart to grow 3 sizes in one day, guys, that's the way to do it. It will change your holiday blues in a huge, huge way to make a difference in someone else's world for the holidays. It's just crazy how effective that is. I'm not seeing any questions in the comment section, so let's wrap this up because I know you guys got things to do tonight. I'm trying to be respectful of your time. Now, guys, we are like 6 weeks out from the Phoenix conference. I should throw that out there. I probably should have run a Ghost Bed ad, but I didn't. Ghost Bed, blah, blah, blah. Jessie says she loves the new Fallible Nation logo in the corner. Yeah. Fallible Nation stuff is in the store. You can get your own Fallible Nation stuff over on my website. And if you see the prices, guys, I know the prices are a little high on some stuff. That is the cost of custom made gear. I actually make very little on any of the gear on that store. That is, I have a flat cost on there. Instead of trying to add shipping and taxes, I just have the flat cost in there that covers it all. So I think I make like $1 or $2 per shirt that sells and like 50 cents or $1 for a coffee cup. That's why my prices are high. It's custom made gear. It is high quality gear and it does help out just because you're wearing our gear and supporting the brand. But that's why the prices are high. We have all kinds of Fallible Nation gear because I love you guys repping our stuff. Phoenix conference is like 6 weeks out. You can be here in person, live in person, or we have a virtual conference going on as well. Check that out. Sign up, get your tickets now. If you don't recognize all these people, okay? I think everybody on that screen has been on the podcast now, except for the guy in the middle with glasses. And he comes out this coming week. Not this week, but next week. Sorry. Elizabeth, the woman who is speaking, just came out last week. So if you're not familiar with Elizabeth, go check out that episode of the podcast and meet Elizabeth. She is amazing. That show has already actually been voted as a staff favorite for the New York Podcast Exchange because it was just such a rich show. You will see why we have her speaking and coming up. And guys, enjoy Christmas. It's there, right? We're there. Merry Christmas. We're all ready to go here at the Fallible Man. We are set. We have our Christmas wrapping paper and everything. So you know what? Be where you want to be. I know the holidays can be rough. I hope and pray that you are able to be where you want to be in the coming year, but especially this weekend as we go to Christmas, remember it's about what you can do for other people. It's not about what you do for yourself. It's not about what you get. Be where you want to be. Go be with loved ones. Find a friend's house to show up at, whatever you need to do, but be with people you care about. Merry Christmas, guys. As always, thanks for hanging out and be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you on the next one.